that's been a question we've been asking ourselves all year. What is home? Which is why there's a question mark after the theme, because a home can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. We can have the home of our common ground. We can have the home of the place we were brought up. We can have the home of the place we live. We can be journeying between homes. But home, in the essence of it all, is somewhere where surely we find our sense of belonging, our sense of vocation, our sense of being able to be yourself. Sometimes at home, I'm not the kind of nice outward face that I am outside the home. I can lose the temper and be irritated, but at the same time I can do that because I'm being loved by the people that make it home for me. So I think we're looking at home in all those senses. And does Belfast mean home to different people from different sides of the community, from different ethnic groups, from all kinds of different things? And can we make Belfast a better home for us all? Bible talks a lot about home from the start to finish, talks about us going home, it talks about home coming to meet us on the journey. And we're trying this year, I think, in the Four Corners Festival to say, this is our home. Whether we like it or not, can we make it a better home in the way we treat each other, in the way we treat the earth, in the way we treat our neighbour, our enemy, and God? That's a great question, because I have lived in the same mile and a half of Belfast for over 35 years of my life, and I grew up in Ballymena, where I only lived for 18 years. So is Ballymena home? I don't think it is any longer. I think it's the space around me that I'm familiar with. So if I could tell a little story, my wife wanted us to look for a house for when we retire, and I couldn't find any that I was interested in. And then she mentioned somewhere behind somewhere I used to work, and I thought, oh, I could move there. And then I started to think, well, why would I want to move there? I'd want to move there because I have some sense of place, some sense of familiarity, some sense of the neighbourhood, some sense of, again, being at peace and being at shalom there. So we're not going to go there, we're going to go back to her home, because she grew up in Hollywood, which I was against for a long time. But why should my wife not live in the home that she feels is her place of finding her full self? This year's programme is unbelievable. If you take just the arts, we've got Ian Archer, double novella winner, just been elected onto the Ivor Novella directors this last week. He's written with James Bay, he's written with Snow Patrol, Shania Twain, Liam Gallagher, you name it. And he's doing a comeback gig, a homecoming gig, because 30 years ago he played a gig in the Lyric Theatre, and now 30 years later he's going to come home and play a gig again. That's amazing. Nuala McKeever's play that we have that at our festival is incredible, and if you've seen that play, like me, you want to see it again. And then we have Glenn Patterson, whose books I've been reading for 20 years that talk a lot about Belfast past and present, and that's going to be an incredible night looking at literature. And then we have Anthony Toner and Andrea Montgomery in an interview with me, talking and playing music and all kinds of stuff. Brian Houston's playing the festival, Dana Masters is playing the festival, and that's only the music and the art. So I'm very excited. And then there's this thing called the Loom, where in 2A Royal Avenue you'll be able to go in off the street, and if you remember back to when you were a kid and you did French knitting, there's going to be a huge loom that you're going to be able to go in and create something. And while you create something, we will be talking about community and home and peace and shalom. And maybe as you do that, you'll find friends across the divides and all kinds of other stuff. Oh, there's too many things to be excited about. It's just a great programme.